Yeah, whilst they strive to the best of their ability as a small craft like brewery compared to like a massive like mega swill outlet, like it's a different game altogether.
Yeah. Right. So
and these are guys busting their back doing things by hand compared to machinery and you know calculators and that sort of thing.
I'd bet they're half pissed though. They're busting their back. Busting their Oh, this craft brew shop is so hard work.
They might have to test. There's got to be some quality assurance very early in the morning.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to tell you something now that I haven't said in a long time.
It's time to run the Barracuda! Everybody do it well! Do it, baby! Come on and do the Barracuda!
G'day, viewers. Today's podcast was brought to you by Koala Karma, the chill-out drink. Sit back, relax, crack your can of Karma Koala, and just relax. Because you've been working too hard. You have. Look at yourself. Have a good look in the mirror. You're getting old, bro. Don't let it just wash you away. Look at you. It's 11:45 on a Wednesday, Thursday night. You've done an entire podcast. 2 rehearsals. You've worked 10 hours. Anyway, but enough about you. Today's podcast. Jamie Brock. Oh, I said it again. Jamie Brocket from Brisbane. I swear I'm rattled right now, so go easy on me. The champion Jamie Brocket from Food Blog. See what I mean? Food Grog Blog was coming in, and I thought last minute to invite Pete Wheldon, a craft beer expert, and it was perfect. I'm going to tell you right now. So thanks to these boys for coming in. I'm not going to spoil it by a long, boring intro. So here we go, boys. Tell us how it is. Are you there, boys? Yow!
Drifting.
In a sea.
Jamie Brocket, how are you, champ?
Good, mate. Good.
Brilliant.
Thanks for the invite.
Through the glasses. Pete Wheldon.
Yeah.
How are you, mate?
True. Yeah, bloody good, mate.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
You.
Jamie, firstly, mate, welcome to the coast. Do you live on the Gold Coast?
No, Brisbane.
Right.
Spent a bit of time on the coast. So another hobby after what we're talking about today is surfing. So I'm sort of down the coast a couple of times a week usually.
Yeah, right. I saw your photo there. You're on a longboard, is it?
No, ride a shortboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too many of them.
Right. You know, I had on this podcast a little while ago, and look at me, forget his name, Tony Dempsey.
Okay.
One of the first guys to shape a shortboard in the 60s.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
And then make a whole bunch of shortboards when all these big surfboards were coming out of America and then
Yeah.
So the Gold Coast. How do you surf and be in Brisbane? That'd drive me crazy. Is it for work?
Yeah, well, I mean, I leave home. My the wife's pretty supportive, so I'll get up 4:30 in the morning. I'll hammer down the coast. I'll get down the coast sort of 5:30, jump in the water, surf with the sunrise, surf for a couple of hours, and then, jump back in the car, get up to Brisbane for work. So don't surf weekends because that's kid time, family time, so I just try and fit it in around work.
Awesome. Pete?
Yeah, mate.
How are you, mate?
I'm just being quiet back over here.
Well, we're all getting to know each other because, Jamie, you were introduced to me by Jody Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. A guy I've had on this podcast show too. A guy I met at boxing. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have, I went to Fight Like a Pro a few weeks ago. Not the last one, it's been the one before, but so I went down and
good event.
Sort of know what it's all about.
Yeah,
so,
great.
Yeah.
Well, and so I loosely knew your background, right? The Food Grog Blog.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So before we get into that, Peter Wheldon, who I met only, a few months ago.
That's all right, yeah.
Our kids go to the same school. Right?
Okay.
But when I think of the most knowledgeable beer freak in the world, the guy, the biggest beer nerd I know is you, right?
Yeah.
And you just
I sometimes think that Danielle, my partner, might think that I'm having an affair with beer.
Yeah.
There's times where perhaps it takes over a little more.
Right.
Yeah.
When did that start, Pete?
This is a convoluted story to knock it quickly. Probably I was living in the UK and there's just heaps of beers, and when I'd come back, to Australia, there was just like kind of 2 or 3 different lagers, and like I was like, what's going on here? And I started home brewing, and then it kind of got out of control pretty quick, and yeah,
Just obsessed.
Yeah,
with making beer.
It was something there was a point there where I seriously thought that I could make better beer than I could buy. I think that was a delusion of grandeur, but either way, now it just became a hobby, and yeah, I've just chased it down, and I just enjoy it, and it's, do my bit.
And you work for Calabar Craft
Beer trading
company.
That's right. So this wonderful guy called Dan Rickard, who's he's a real if you think I'm a beer geek, man, he takes it to the next level, and he's affectionately known as the king, which I assume is of craft.
The hell
beer.
are we drinking? This?
Yeah, this is wicked, eh?
It's like dirt grass beer.
Yeah.
It's hard. You guys would get into it. You showed up, Peter, at my shed the other week with a beer that tasted like weed.
Yeah,
it just
that was
did.
a homebrew too. Yeah.
It just did.
Yes,
So
and I think it gave you similar effects. I don't know if it was a placebo kind of thing, but yeah.
it really did.
Really special hops in that one.
Yeah, no,
That's what he said.
Yeah, Simcoe Columbus Chinook. I was given that tip off a few years back by Nate Reeves from Kaiju, that was going to be the dankiest of combos, and I've kind of stuck to it, and yeah, it definitely does pull that across.
So that's where you guys are. That's obviously, Jamie. When I knew you were coming down, I thought I got to, and I bumped into Pete the next day, sort of thing. Like, here's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, you're in the same sort of category of, and what blows me out about craft beer is it just seemed to, like, it's come about lately for some reason, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the industry. I'm kind of new to the scene in the fact of I started falling down the rabbit warren, as I call it, probably 4 or 5 years ago. Just tried something and went, wow, what is this? And then tried chasing it down through bottle shops and couldn't find it, and then started finding other things, and one thing led to another. But as far as the blog and that sort of thing, that's only sort of been the last 6 months. And I've learned more in 6 months than I have in sort of the last 3 or 4 years. And simply like a lot of things, people ask me, what are you drinking? Or how do I do this? Or what have you got? And I thought, well, it's just easier to have an Instagram and you can follow that because, people get the shits if you're constantly posting pics of beer and food on your Facebook. Apparently that's supposed to be for kids and other things. So I thought, maybe I'll start an Instagram, and, those that were asking questions and do want to follow it can and do that. And yeah, so that's sort of where I came from.
I think it's kind of funny, just on an offshoot there. Like, I try to keep it separate, but I'm sure how, like, Facebook will tell you your Instagram friend has joined us or whatever. Facebook friend has joined this, blah, blah. I think there's a lot of people, like, on my Facebook scenario that are like, when they get into my Instagram, just go, whoa, what is Pete going on with here? Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, and a lot of people think you drink a lot of beer.
Yeah.
Like, because I'll drink, on a weekend, I might drink 8 different beers. So 4 on a Friday and 4 on a Saturday. Wow. But then I'll post one photo sort of a day on Instagram, and everyone thinks you're knowing off 10% beers every
waking
night.
Up.
Yeah,
just into it, waking up, right.
Yeah, right.
Here's some New Zealand gear straight out of...
Hey, breakfast stout. Away we go.
And make it with Brussels sprouts and dirt.
So, well, I don't know what's in this one, but
what is in that one? Let's say what it is.
So we'll read the label.
I thought your beers were crazy.
So this is from Garage Project in Wellington, New Zealand. So that's where I sort of grew up. And they're like I call them sort of the Willy Wonka of the beer world. They just seem to be able to put all sorts of weird things in beer, and it kind of works. So this is called Louisiana Voodoo Queen, and it's their take on sort of a New Orleans scene, if you like.
Yep.
Special Brazilian beans conjured up by their friends, a local coffee brewer called Flight. Chicory wood. Powerful forces lie within. So I'd say there would be all sorts of weird and wonderful things.
What's the ABV on that one?
So this is a 9.5%.
I was going to say I might need to sleep off a little bit before I drive home tonight. Too.
Wonder how much is an Uber back to Brisbane? So it's a 9.5%, 4.9 standard drinks in the bottle. So
I'm glad we're sharing.
4.9.
4.9 drinks to the bottle.
Like a bit of a barley wine or something, doesn't it?
650ml bottle, So it's
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm being distracted with this thing, but anyway,
so good.
Well, okay. Why is it? I'm going to get rid of this thing. Let's say hello. Okay. Now, why is it then? Pete. When I grew up, it was just Forex.
Yeah.
Is
Me
it
too.
because in Melbourne they have little restaurants where you can? It's a different sort of licensing. I've noticed on the Gold Coast they've changed the licensing a little, so you can have like places like what's the place in Burleigh with the pig and
Pigs and Pints, I think that closed. Is that the one you mean?
yeah, is it closed?
Yeah, she's cooked. But anyway,
What?
yeah.
How did that
The
close?
pig's dusted.
That was full.
I don't know, man. 100% profit, something like that.
Right.
I'll leave it about there.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden, I don't know whether it's licensing or what. No, there's guys like you, that, you're not fat. Drinking beer, but there's a whole, like, industry of new things. Why?
Yeah, well, I think, like, if you're going to tell people what they have to drink and make them brand loyalists for a certain amount of time, so you've got, these sort of Forexes, Tuis, that sort of Carlton Draft thing. Like, you basically, eventually people are going to want something different. And in my case, it was like, going over to Europe and finding different things. I mean, obviously there's European lagers, but it was like, whoa, there's ales galore over here. What even is an ale? What's going on here? And I think, you get this rebellion and people want something different. And eventually it's sort of that you keep chipping away at the tree. There's been some real trailblazers and they've done it, and they've got it to the point where it is now. We've got like a major choice.
Yeah.
And instead of like lagers, you've got everything.
I think it's the same as the food scene too. Like if you go back the last 3 or 4 years, the explosion of the food scene,
TV,
a lot gets attributed back to MasterChef, but MasterChef opened up for people to explore food, and I think it's the same thing with beer. Like as we get more of social networking, or even things like MasterChef and things like that, people are exploring taste, people are exploring different things, and beer's part of that. I'm sure wine and even it's falling into spirits now, where you get specialised gins and all that sort of thing too. So
watch out for those people.
Yeah.
They would get in deep. Hey, it would be a good idea, good intention. You go in there with good intentions. I'm the rum guy.
Yeah.
I've got my personal taste in rum, and I like to go to these tours in Melbourne.
Yeah.
But after 3, you're just like, come on, man.
It's like
I
messy,
can't talk to you anymore.
Yeah, well, I went to this place in Wellington, and all they sold was gin and rum, and it was all in mason jars behind the bar, but it was all different flavours. So there was like salted caramel rum, there was a mint-infused gin, and it was as disgusting as it sounds, but, and cornflake flavoured gin.
Wow.
And that was filthy.
Sounds all right,
Yeah,
actually.
it was filthy.
Yeah.
But it was just, that's all that they did. But like the salted caramel rum was fantastic.
Wow.
CGR merchants, and it's just that. That's all they sell is gin and rum and all these different infused flavours, and they can make a business out of it.
Right. It is TV when you think about it. MasterChef and all that stuff. I've just seen it before my eyes, like that My Kitchen Rules.
Yeah.
People want to find themselves in tribes. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You find yourself in a craft.
It's a
you are
community.
Pete. You are a craft beer guy. Like you're a beer.
I'm a flat out geek. I think they call me a beer geek or something.
That's
Right.
good because my wife calls me a bear wanker. So,
Well, see, that's more suitable for me too. Yeah, I definitely fall in the wanker category.
Why are you into food then?
Why am I
James,
into food?
yeah. Jamie, why do I call you James?
Yeah.
Because I'm halfway into a beer without
that's why
food.
we're 5% down to 10%.
Cheers. Yeah.
Why food as well?
Yeah.
I've always sort of been into food. So mum was a chef sort of growing up. And food's always been a thing for us. Like I've always sort of been into food. And my passion for food really got sparked by someone actually gave us a gift to a subscription to a cooking magazine. And so we used to get the magazine every month, and we used to pull it out and find recipes and experiment with recipes. And so that's where we learned a lot of things.
You're obviously from New Zealand.
Who isn't from New Zealand?
Yeah,
these
so
days?
was this in New Zealand?
No,
at that time?
this is in Australia. We moved over in '98, so we've been here.
What town are you from then?
From Wellington.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been in Brisbane 18 years, and then so we had all that sort of experimenting we were doing, and then we had 2 kids with allergies, and we could no longer. And so we've got kids that are allergic to eggs, nuts, and dairy. So no cheese, no milk, no eggs. So then we had to learn to sort of re-cook again to make all this stuff without your sort of basic ingredients. And so, You know, we've all